20 years after enduring a horrifying ordeal, grooming gang survivor Liz finally feels that she has justice for the abuse she suffered. In 2018, her abuser Ashgar Bostan was jailed for 9 years after he raped her twice in a flat in Rotherham between 2002 and 2004. Liz was groomed by a woman and kept in her flat where she was abused. But after Bostan was finally jailed in 2018 for 2 of the rapes that she suffered, Liz felt that he was not sufficiently punished.
It weren't high enough. But I suppose what I've got to take from that is the system doesn't really benefit victims anyway.
Bostan was released from prison last year, having served just half of his sentence and being moved to an open prison without Liz being informed. But after all of these failures, Liz has secured a landmark legal victory, with the High Court awarding a massive £425,000 in damages after she took civil action against Bostan for the crimes he was found guilty of in 2018.
I hope that people see this as a landmark case and that the floodgates have just opened, and I hope that it brings hope to other survivors, but also I hope that the perpetrators that commit these crimes, not historically but present, know that if this is how they're going to behave, this is what they're going to get.
Does it give you hope that even if the criminal justice system fails, survivors can fight for themselves to get the justice they deserve?
Yeah, totally. I think it's absolutely amazing. It's been a long process. It's been totally worth it. And I do hope that more survivors can come forward and bring their perpetrators to justice.
What do you think Ashgar Bostan feels like today?
I hope that he feels like I have done for the last 22 years. And I hope that this has learnt him a very, very expensive lesson.
Elizabeth is one of thousands of Britain's many grooming gang victims, but many feel as though the punishments that their perpetrators received were insufficient. Elizabeth's lawyer now believes that with this landmark ruling, more punishment will finally arrive.
Liz's lawyer, Robin Tilbrook, took on her case to create a new legal precedent for grooming gang survivors.
I think we've got an icebreaker here where people can see what can be done, and hopefully many others will follow. They've been failed certainly by almost the entire system. At last there is an opportunity to get some justice, some real justice.
Tilbrook now hopes that this icebreaker case will lead to new opportunities for survivors to take control and seek justice.
And I hope it will give them some closure on what happened. At last we've got an opportunity for individuals to get some justice. This has broken the ice. It shows the path to follow. And we've now got a clear way of achieving justice for these girls.
We've all been let down, so we have a process of being the abused child, to growing up, having psychological damage, to then not being able to access the services that we need because the funding's not there. It's consistently failing. I just wanted to do something for every single survivor that's suffering in this country. It's never ever been about money for me. It's about justice and basically being able to take a bit of control back. Because time after time we see this pattern of the survivors come last, the perpetrators come first. So I'm hoping that this case does bring that forward, and that they actually, if they're out committing crimes now against new victims and new children, that they just think, well, that could be me.